Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social, Season 2, Episode 29. We are the boys, Maz, Ben and Ryan, and of course, we're here, like every week, to talk about Brighton Hove Albion.
Another loss.
Last week.
Apart from last week, yeah. Well, we do love talking about Brighton Hove Albion, but at the moment, it's quite painful, isn't it, boys? Well, not painful, but it's just a bit depressing, really.
I'm tired.
I'm
tired, Robbie.
I'm
Tired, Robbie.
I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm
tired,
tired.
Robbie.
If you can't tell, I've pretty much only just woken up. I feel like absolute death.
Yeah, it's a bit of an early morning shoot for us, isn't it? We usually go about midday, and we've gone for a little 10 a.m.
sent it in Newcastle this weekend, by the way. Friday night.
Oh yeah, how was the away days?
Yeah, unbelievable, mate. The night outs in Newcastle are class. Ended up going to a gentleman's club on the Saturday. Guess who we see in there? Matty Longstaff, the bloke who scored 2 goals against Man United, with his hood up, literally chatting to this blonde girl, just like with his hood up the whole time.
That's so funny.
And you can't take pictures, so there's no evidence.
Where is Matty Longstaff now?
He's on loan at Mansfield, but apparently he scored that day, so he's spending his goal bonus wisely.
Okay.
Well, yeah. But honestly, so good. We went to Bijou, the classic place. Try getting into Tuk Tuk for Geordie Shore viewers. The queue is too big there, so we didn't get in there. But yeah, definitely recommend going up there. It was a great weekend.
I generally I want to go for a night out in Newcastle. I've heard very good things.
And again, Maz, because obviously you can't drink the water up there. Me and my friends that went will understand. It's unbelievable, the tap water. So cold, it just tastes beautiful. Straight from the Highlands.
This sounds really bad. Like I'm gonna sound like such a prick, but I don't drink tap water. Like I know this sounds really pretentious.
Geez. London's changed you. London's changed you.
Well, to be fair, quite literally, like, you can't drink the water here.
Apparently it's pony.
You probably get intoxicated or some shit. But that sounds really pretentious. But yeah, I try my best to stay away from. But I use a Brita filter, so like I just pour the tap water into the Brita. Anyway, we're going.
It's
away
probably
from
more of a fun conversation than the football, to be honest.
True. So yeah, I mean, listen, what is it? We got 4 losses on the bounce now, and you know, performances haven't been great. I mean, second half. Look, let's think of the positives. Let's try and be positive. Second half, we played well. We were the better team. You know, we scored a goal, which is always nice. And you know, we were the better team on the whole of it. It's just the first half again let us down.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes of
absolute hell. When that second went in, I was kind of thinking, shit, this could be like 8-0. Like they just kept coming. Yeah, I just felt it. Like their heads, like we said last week and the week before, as soon as the first goal went in, heads dropped. I think that those early goals just are absolutely killing us. Yeah. There's just even though we've got so much left of the game to get back into it, they just heads go straight away.
I think you mentioned it the other week, Ryan, about like how we always go into a game. Well, because of our recent record, we always go into games like thinking even if we go 1-0 down or 2-0 down, even we can still come back. But I feel like I don't know about you boys. I'll speak for myself, but I feel like in the last couple of games, I haven't had that confidence. Like when we go 1 or 2-0 down, I'm like, I don't see us coming back.
I actually don't know where the next win's coming from at the minute. Because we've got Liverpool, Tottenham, and Man City. If I'm right in saying, something like that. Yeah, God. Where we're getting a win in that, maybe Tottenham, but then
where are we getting a goal from open play as well? Like that's from a corner. And our best chances were from corners. I mean, you could say that Welbeck's chance in the first half when he was played through by Lamptey, kind of one-on-one.
I've watched that a few times.
Other than that, it was like Duffy had 2 opportunities from dead balls. One of them was like blocked unbelievably on the line. I think it was just before their goal or just after their goal. Can't even really remember. Let me quickly have a look. But yeah, just blocked off the line. That was one of our best chances for Duffy.
I feel like the Welbeck one was because I watched it a few back a few times now, like because I'm quite critical like Welbeck, and I wanted to I actually wanted to watch it properly and be like, look, like, and to be fair, it was a tough chance. Like he's been put, he was a bit of an angle. He could have maybe taken it a bit earlier. I think he delayed it a little bit too long, but it was a tough chance, and it was quite a good save to Dubravka. Like Dubravka came out early, made himself big, and it was a pretty good save, to be fair. But yeah, like we didn't really create much from memory. Like I just felt like we're just not in those. And I think you again, Ryan, I think you mentioned it as well. Like we just haven't replenished those forward areas that a lot of other teams have strengthened going forward, and we just haven't. And it's so apparent, isn't it?
Yeah. I think. I said it a couple of weeks ago that. I think our biggest downfall at the minute has been our transfer business, and I think it's really, really, really affecting us now. We've gone pretty much the whole season with quite a bit of luck on our side, if we're being honest. We've had a lot of things go our way, and we've had, last minutes and so many class away days, but they can only last so many times. I mean, you're not going to get that every single week. Mope's not always going to score in the 95th minute or something. So it does worry me now, because now that we haven't got that little cushion to sit on, I honestly, it is a bit bad, because I think since selling Burn, obviously everyone was saying about selling Burn, that seemed to be really big this weekend. But I don't think it's so much the person, as we've said. I think it's more about the fact we just haven't got any replacements at all. So I honestly, I don't think Duffy's good enough anymore, I'm afraid. Sorry.
It's even more painful when you see Van Heck getting, I think it was a 12:30 kickoff or something like that. He's getting man of the match before the match. You're just thinking,
and he's February player of the month as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Why is he not playing for us when he's doing unbelievable? And I can't wait for the next season when we've got Kadra and Van Heck, and obviously other players as well come back from loans. But Kadra's been one of the best players in the Championship. He's an impact sub that we would do so well with. Sorry, quickly on that.
Yeah.
Unlike Mope, who's not an impact sub in any way. I get why he's dropped, because he's been out of form, but you're bringing him on, you're not going to see any real impact. He's not quick, so he's not going to be making use of tired legs at the back for the Newcastle defenders. But Kadra will be someone that would be unbelievable next season, I think, coming off the bench.
To be fair, we've got Kadra and Sarmiento next season.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be a lot more exciting to watch, and even that Matoma as well. But just at the minute, we have no talisman, no one to take the game by the scruff of the neck. As I'd always say with Brighton, and this isn't a new thing, and I'd always say, you'd look at Villa when they had Grealish, you'd look at Palace when now Villa have got Coutinho and stuff as well. You look at Palace with Zaha, all these teams have got their talisman, their player to rely on when things aren't going their way. We actually don't. We actually have no one to rely on.
Now that Trossard's
out, if we're having a bad game,
he kind of wasn't he? He was on form for a long time, and then he's completely fallen off it. And we don't have anyone on the bench to kind of replace him, so he kind of has to play because there's no one else.
I was just about to say on the sort of I feel like, do you know what we're missing? And I think with Kadra coming back, I think it's really good. I feel like we're missing a proper wide and out and out wide man. So don't get me wrong, Trossard can play out wing, but I just feel like when you see teams with proper speedy like a let's look at Newcastle, Saint Maximin for example, right? You look at him, he's an out and out winger, he's tricky, he's fast, he's just gives you that bit of special sort of thing out on the wing that you can either get a good cross in, or he can run at defenders. I just feel like we don't really have one, an out and out one. We do have those types of players.
Because we just don't. Potter doesn't play wingers, does he? So
I know.
So annoying.
But
even on the Houghton, we had Izquierdo, and I might be wrong. But before that was Luar. I wouldn't say Knockout was a pace merchant either. Luar. We never really have pace merchants. Obviously, we've got Lamptey. Cucurella's
Elvis Manu, mate. What are you on about?
Done by. Got completely done Cucurella by Murphy for their first goal for pace. It looked like his hair was pulling him back, if anything. Honestly,
I know. So he looked. Because that's a really good point actually. Because I was like, is he just not running quick?
Looked like he was driving back.
He's quite. He looked super slow. But let's talk about that goal actually. So you talk about the breakaway goal because I felt like
Wood spun dunk, didn't he? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for me, Dunkey. Again, I watched the goals back again just so I can sort of fully sort of back my opinions with my chest. I felt like Dunkey just he went in too quick. He just sort of had a rush of blood to the head, just ran straight up to Wood, and then got obviously spun, and then he was completely out of position and left three at the back. Well, Veltman, Duffy, and Cucurella. Just sort of on the break with 2 or 3 Newcastle players, and I was like,
such a massive gap down the middle.
Yeah, why has he sort of just lost his head and just gone for it and not really thought about his positioning?
Because that's what Dunk used to do, isn't it? We've got old Dunk. I mean, to be fair, second half he was very good. I think
and his goal
I think
was great
second half we were all very improved actually. But that goal, God, I was watching it and I was like, this is a goal. For some reason, we just looked like we were Championship defending. Honestly, we really, really didn't look good at all. Dunk, as you say, got spun, and then obviously we got a bit of luck off the post, but there's no one in there to get rid of that ball, and that was it. I mean, to be fair to Newcastle, it was if by their standards, it's a very good breakaway. They'll be happy with that, and they counter-attacked us so well because we were on top at that point. We were having all the chances, and then that just rattled us, and then they went and hit us again a couple of minutes later with a free kick. I think it was a header from Shea. Was it?
Don't get me started on that free kick. That was not a free kick in the first place. don't get me wrong, Trossard like back heels it stupidly, and it goes to Murphy. And then Murphy gets the ball and kind of like hooks his leg back to go and kick the ball, but kicks Trossard in the process. Trossard doesn't really stick out a leg, and then he goes down, and then it's a free kick. But that is not, no way was that a free kick. We were all livid in the stands when that was given, and then obviously fucking score from it. It's fuming. But like before I forget, and I'm going to absolutely butcher this headline, I can't remember who it was, but they were saying that Newcastle make Brighton pay for their transitions just like Villa did. Apparently it was like a carbon copy of how we would like lose the ball or something like that. And a couple episodes ago I said, has Potterball been found out? But it looks like we've been done by the transitions or whatever 2 games in a row now and conceded 2 again. That doesn't really look great.
Yeah, I get that bit, but that's probably because more so we've lost the likes of Webster and stuff. You know, that would come down to the fact we haven't actually. It comes back to the argument I've been saying for weeks now, where we haven't got enough defenders. So transition wise, we're always going to get beaten because we haven't got enough defenders anymore that are good enough to cope with it. You know, we're going to be hit on counter attacks. As I said, Shane Duffy, he's never really going to be good at. He's never been good against someone with any bit of pace. For what he was very good at in the Championship was heading the ball, clearing the ball. But if you're coming up against pace merchant, you know, we had Jacob Murphy.
Yeah.
He's gonna beat him every single time because he's quicker than him, and that's the problem with Duffy. As soon as he's done, he's done. And the same applies to Dunk. To be honest, he's not gonna win on pace. I just think we're really struggling in terms of defence, and that's where the transition thing. Yes, you can blame it on Basuma because we've lost, you know, probably Basuma's performances for a while. I mean, I know he didn't play this weekend, but rightfully dropped in my opinion.
Yeah, rightfully dropped for sure.
But I just think that's the problem. Since January, we just haven't looked even half the team we were before that. And don't get me wrong, we have had Februaries, but now we are in March. But we have had Februaries where we do dip. That is quite a Brighton thing to do. We do tend to dip sort of this time in the season. We're normally covered by the fact we had a good start, and then we sort of slip down and finish just above relegation. And we're on course to do that again.
Seeing us after the game when we finally managed to get out of the stadium because my friend Brett was on crutches, so luckily we didn't have to do stairs. We got the lift both times, but I've been sorry for another time. We ended up going to this like Newcastle bar afterwards, and like the TV was on for the Liverpool West Ham match. It shows the Premier League table, and we were 13th, and I was like, oh my god, what a fall from grace! And like, we've got Palace above us now as well. And we say, we got a game in hand, but what's that against Tottenham? And really,
and we've been saying that like. And you know, you can say our home form is diabolical, and it has been really since Potter came in. That's one thing he's really struggled to do, is get the home form probably on par as what it used to be. So the next couple of games we're at home, and I don't know. I really don't know, because yes, I put a positive on saying that we look like we can play like how we can in that second half. We really prove that we still have got it. We haven't just completely fallen apart, because I'd say in the last couple of weeks I've been really thinking, my God, why can't we play football at all? We couldn't even
Villa, there was string two passes together. And then Newcastle, there's more of it, more evidence.
Very slightly, but Newcastle definitely second half. We were the more dominant side, but it doesn't mean anything when we're already conceded 2 goals, and that's going to keep coming down to our defence. And my argument's going to keep getting a better one until we sort our defence out. So I don't want to be right in that sense, but I think it was just so obvious to see coming. I think when you get rid of White and Burn without replacing them, it's gonna have a negative impact.
When you say White and Burn without replacing them, that's mental.
And Webster's out as well. So when you've got rid of all of them and you've got half your defenders on loan, what do you really
also,
expect?
Where were they for the second goal? Like, I saw Fabian Schär had a free header. Like, the closest person to him was Welbeck, and he was nowhere near him.
Yeah.
And then Sanchez gets an arm to it. I don't know, you could argue maybe he could have saved it.
It was a good header.
Arm to it.
Yeah, it was a good header. But I think Sanchez, he could have done better, maybe slightly.
I think Sanchez no one was marking is overrated, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Elaborate.
I just think we should be looking at a new goalkeeper in the summer, if I'm being honest with you. He's had his time, but this is going to get me shot. I don't really know, but me and my dad have been saying it for weeks, and I said I can't say this on the podcast yet, but I don't know. I just think he's a bit shaky, and he's starting to cause too many problems for me. And
is that not because of the defence in front of him? Do you feel like he's getting
possibly?
It's a bit like the Matty Ryan situation. Our defence was Oh no, I can't remember. Maybe it was.
Yeah, but the difference was Matty Ryan was like a T-Rex, whereas Sanchez was actually all right before. but I just think we're.
No,
sorry. I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't want to say it and then get a jump, but we'll see. I
think with Sanchez. He's still got a lot of he's still what? How old is he? 23? No, 20. Yeah, 23, 24. So I feel like he's still got a long way. Like he's by no means the finished article. And I think what happened was
no. Not at all.
I think what happened was we got gassed because we saw him do really well. He got called up to Spain. Like I think we then put him on a pedestal and we were like, right, he's a Spain international. He's this he's this incredible goalkeeper. Blah blah. And he's had his fair share of really 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 good games, standout games.
And the stats didn't lie either. Like he was one of the best performing goalkeepers.
Every time he kicks the ball, he kicks the ball, he goes off the pitch. His
distribution is lacking. Like that's one part of his game he needs to really improve. Like his distribution is so up and down. Like I remember what game was it? It was against Villa or something. Like mate, he done like 2 unbelievable long range passes to like Trossard or someone, and then like. The next minute he'll do like a wayward pass to the left, and it's like he just doesn't. He's not consistent with his distribution. He's got like
it just feels a bit like he's a bit, as you say, up and down. And yes, you can blame that on defence, and he is young. I'm not going to get on his back. I'm not trying to get on his back. I just think maybe we've overrated him too early. Maybe, including myself, maybe I've overrated him too early, and he's sort of proving that he's not there.
I remember on the pod, like I think we're all guilty of this. Like I remember, like when he was going through his like amazing patch, we were literally like waxing lyrical about him. We're like, he's the best goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He's a Spain international. I think we gassed him up way too much, and I think we gave him too much credit. I think at the time, and I think looking back,
I still cut him some slack though. I still think that.
Mate. The defensive front. I think. Yeah, no, I think he's a great. I think he will be, and is a very good goalkeeper, and he will become even better. I think it's just I feel like his development maybe has stagnated a tad in the past sort of few weeks.
But he still does make good saves. I think that all the matches that we've recently played, he's made good saves. Like, I think Fraser had like a volley like in the second minute that nearly went in. He kind of saved it just from going over the line. Like, he has made really good saves over.
He's a fantastic shot stopper. Shot stopper. And he's got some really like he's very commanding. He's got like he's quite intimidating. Like he's got a lot of really good attributes, and I genuinely believe he will be a great goalkeeper. It's just for me, his consistency, like especially his distribution, the consistency just lacking a tad. But
just for a goalkeeper,
he's a great goalkeeper.
Again, like, I know you kind of mentioned it, but his age, like if you look at most decent goalkeepers, they're not 23, 24. They're way older than that. So he has got a lot of time to improve.
Yeah, you're right.
From where he is now already as a goalkeeper, like it's decent. But I think there's probably too much pressure on him, and also the defense is not performing in front of him.
And we always forget as well. Like he made the jump from fucking Rochdale to bloody like you know what I mean. Like the level, like he must still himself must be thinking like I'm still adapting. I'm still and was it his first full season or second full season now?
His first full, because he didn't start the whole season, did he?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So I think we can cut him some slack. Like he's still learning, and I think he'll become a great goalkeeper. Just needs time.
Another player that's kind of out of form as well, and I don't know whether it's because of the position he's getting playing in, but Lamptey, like it almost looked like he was playing right wing against Newcastle, even like right striker.
Yeah, he looked. Mate, I was watching the game and I was like, is he playing up front? Like I remember there was a particular moment he was literally like side by side next to Fabian Schär in the centre half position, like up top, and I was like, what is like. It wasn't even like like we weren't defending one. Like I was so baffled. I was like, "What is going on? Why is he playing?"
I was watching him for a lot of the game, and he would be constantly having his arm up, like pointing for a ball over the top, but no one would ever do it. And he was like ready. That's obviously why he's been put there, so he can quickly break the line. But no one was ever putting balls over to the top of him, and he was constantly like putting his hand up, saying, "Yeah, let him free and free." But no one.
Do you remember how effective he was? Oh, go on, Ron.
I was going to say, I just think with Lamptey, yes, he's off form, but it just feels like he's not really getting the service that he was before. I mean, before we'd give it to him at right back and he would just take it forward and you would drive, and that's what he was so good at. Whereas now, because we've not got the back three that we had before, again, we can't do that. So we're trying to accommodate Lamptey in the team with a lesser defence. So he can't come out with the ball like he was before. So we're trying to play him on right wing now so that he gets that same effect. That's not working because he is a right back by trade, so he's better at right wing back when he's in a back five. But we can't do that at the minute, so we're playing a back four with Duffy and Dunk. I'm working this out for myself right now, so obviously Veltman's going right, and then Lamptey's putting him on the right wing, and it's just not working.
Why can't Lamptey play right back? So you've got Cucurella playing left back, and he's still an advanced not usually a full
Well,
back.
we started them at wing backs, didn't we? I think we started at wing backs, and then Lamptey sort of drifted right up front. And then I don't even know what happened second half, but we were a lot better. But yeah, Cucurella as well. He seems a bit off form. I don't know. It just seems like the whole team's really down in the dumps at the minute. As I say, yes, we had a good second half, but just you can't really say much of a good word about anyone at the minute.
No.
Apart from maybe Duncan, the second half was a lot more solid, but that was a positive for him.
Alzate was the one shining light of that match.
Point.
Oh my god,
good
he was
point.
class.
Alzate was really good. Alzate was really good, actually. Yeah, and I'm really happy for him because I do like Alzate, as you all know. And I do like the fact that he's just quite honest and he just does the easy stuff very well. So it goes under the radar. He reminds me a bit of a Dale Stephens, but obviously he's a lot better than Dale, probably in the Premier League level. But he's a Dale Stephens. He's a modern day Stephens. He's never going to get the praise that he probably deserves, and he'll just break the play up, play the simple ball, play the sideways ball.
That bit, I think, in the first half when he flicked the ball over, I don't know who it was actually. Forgive me. He flicked the ball over someone and then ran behind him. Played the ball out to Cucurella. That was unbelievable.
He's got a bit of skill about him, hasn't he? Yeah, he is. I do like him a lot.
South American flair,
yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
South American / Camden flair, but no, he's good. I like him. But yeah, I like how he's a baller.
He's a baller. But that's the thing. Like, he was a shining light from a pretty dim display from us, and four. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, four loss on the bounce, and then Ryan, as you said, we've got a very tough 3 games. It's like, so I suppose posing the question is, where do we see the next 3 points coming from? And also, I feel like we actually perform better against the teams that are better.
Yeah, we do.
Like the Spurs, although Man City, let's be real, like, come on, they're just in a different stratosphere. So I'm putting that down as an L already, like without being a pessimist. Let's just take that down as an L. And then Liverpool, I mean, we got a really good result against them at Anfield. Was it 2-2? And then who's those? Spurs. And Spurs, like, I mean, they beaten us. What I think? Did they beat us and draw? Did we draw
3-1? They 3-1 at the FA Cup.
Yeah.
How do we do against them in the league?
I don't think we haven't played them. We haven't played them at.
They got done. This is the game that got postponed.
That's been rescheduled for. I know. So we got Spurs away on the 16th of April, but we got Spurs at home on Wednesday, 16th.
On the 16th of March. How weird. So literally a month apart.
So obviously FA Cup, that doesn't really count, does it? That was like a don't count. We won't put that down. But yeah, so Liverpool and Spurs. How, like, are we getting?
I don't know. Well, but I don't think so. I mean, we will talk about it in the preview in a bit, but I don't know. We could get a few chances against Liverpool after watching them against West Ham. But my friend, my Leeds mate Scott, he was going at you, Ryan, wasn't he? On Twitter.
Is he that guy that was having a right go?
Yeah.
What a strange
he was
guy.
basically saying that we could only get 3 more points this season, and if you look at the fixtures, like right now in our form, it's hard maybe to say or argue against it. We've got Norwich at home,
we only get 3 more points.
Yeah, then we've got Southampton at home, but obviously they're playing quite well. If you do look at the fixtures, they are tough with the way we're playing and it not looking like any improvement. I don't think we will get 3 more points. I think we'll get more than that. Sorry, but yeah, he thinks we'll only beat Norwich.
Like 3 points, that's really like the bars in hell. Like, that's really low.
But again, look at the fixtures, mate.
But then that's coming from some guy that doesn't really know us, so it's not really the end of the world.
Yeah.
I just think, 3 points for the rest of the season is a strange, wrong claim. It's not
Leeds away, you could say we probably could, depending how they get on then. But let me quickly rattle through them and you tell me when we'll get more points.
Yeah,
obviously we've got Liverpool at home, Tottenham at home, City away, Norwich at home, Arsenal away, Tottenham away, Southampton at home, Wolves away. Man United at home, Leeds away, and then West Ham.
Well, there's 3 points. Man United at home, but no, I think there is points there. I mean, Liverpool. I don't want to be really negative because I know what we're like. It would be so Brighton to go to Liverpool and not go to Liverpool. They come to the Abex, and we put on a good display, and we probably get a point. I mean, it isn't out of the question because we did it at Anfield. We got a 2-2 from 2-0 down. So that isn't. If we play like we know we can, we could get a point out of Liverpool or Spurs. Norwich, we should be winning that game really, and Arsenal have actually turned into a very good side, so I wouldn't be too down if we lost that. Spurs, maybe, I don't know, maybe a point if we turn up. Southampton at home probably should be a win because it's at home. You want to win your home games.
But they've been playing
Wolves
well
away,
recently.
Yeah, they have been playing well. Wolves away, that's potentially a win.
That was a shock. No, that was very shocking that they lost 2-0 to Palace at home. That was against all odds, really.
Yeah. Man United at home could be a win. Leeds away should probably be a win. West Ham at home, we always seem to do all right. So yeah, I think there's still points this season. It's just if we turn up, really. That's basically it. City's a write-off. I'd never really fancy us against City, especially at the Etihad. So yeah, there's still points there. There's still points there, especially end of the season. Wolves, Southampton United, Leeds, West Ham. I mean, there's plenty of points in that.
Being a pessimistic, maybe 5 more points. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I think there's at least 10 points.
I'm looking at those games where you're saying we could get points, but like Leeds away, maybe a point, should be winning it. Yeah, okay, but then you've got Wolves away. Realistically,
bear in mind, Leeds have conceded like 60 goals this season. Like,
yeah, but we haven't.
Especially at Ellen Road, they're so poor. No, we haven't. But we should be winning that. Really.
Well, they might be relegated by then and be. That's when all the pressure comes. No, but that's what I'm saying. All the pressure comes off and they start performing.
I'm saying now we're going to finish on 40 points. We're going to get 7 more points.
Okay.
I'm going to go for 10. I want to be positive because I just think the way we've played this season, we don't deserve to be down there. I mean, we've had a bad few weeks, yes, but we should be mid-table. We should be mid-table. Considering, we've had a good year. We've had a rough January, and the next article for Sussex Live is going to be talking all about how we should improve in the summer. But I don't know. There's plenty of positives still in this season. I think, we haven't improved in some ways. I think we've declined in others, but that's a tweet that went down controversially. But we've definitely got players that have the quality to at least get another 10 points this season. I think to say we're only going to get 3 is just wrong. It's not going to happen. If that does happen, then your friend must be a visionary. But I can't see that happening. If I'm honest.
He's far from a visionary. Love you, Scott.
Yeah, I can tell off the tweets, but yeah.
There we go then. Yeah, so that I think listen, it's just weird. It's just funny how we went from about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and obviously we can look back and laugh now. We were like, oh yeah, we're gonna pushing for Europa Conference League spot. And then now we're like worrying about whether we're going to get
that's not happening. That's done.
That's crazy how quick football changes.
And now we're wondering whether we're going to get into a relegation scrap. So it's funny how this game of football changes very quickly.
But the thing is, it is fickle fans as well. Like we're all guilty of it, and if we win at Liverpool, we're going to be saying the best thing in the world again.
That's what I'm saying.
That's just how we rock.
It can change. We can look at this poor run of how it can go badly, and we can say how quickly it could go good again. So. If we're looking at the positives, then maybe.
No, definitely.
But should we do the Liverpool preview? Or have we got actually I've got one more point to make.
I'll go on.
About obviously slipping down below Palace. Can you imagine after this unbelievable season of us being so good,
happens every year,
so far above Palace, and now we've dropped behind them, and if we don't even finish above them in this season after the start we've had, how would that even happen?
That's the thing. They're starting to hit form at the right time now. So they beat Watford 4-1. They drew against Burnley, which is at the moment no shame in that. And then they beat Wolves away, which is obviously a great result as well. So I feel like they're hitting their stride at the right time. However, they have got Man City next, so that could be our shining light for the immediate future. But yeah, I just feel like I'm not one of those fucking haters or I don't live in a blinkered world. Let's be real. Their squad is pretty decent. If you look around the team, this season, they made some. Yeah, Palace. They made some really good additions. Yeah. Defensively, Gahey, Anderson, up in the forward positions, Elise. Obviously,
Elise is so silky. I wish we could sign someone like him because the way he runs, when you just watch a player glide through a whole team, the ball just sticks to his feet. It's just he won't be at Palace for long because he will get snapped up because he is. Different level, honestly. The way he dribbles is Champions League quality sort of thing.
And I really hope they don't turn Gallagher permanently. I hope he stays.
Yeah, I was about to say as well, Gallagher. So mate, everywhere on the pitch they've got quality, a good amount of quality. Do you know what I mean? So you look defensively, midfield, up front, they've got good quality.
If we're finishing below Palace last year, I would be a bit more disappointed. I know we did, but if we were, based on this season, I'd be more disappointed because their team was a lot worse. But now they actually have got a very good team, to be fair, and they've got a lot of good attackers, and they are also as well.
And credit to Vieira as well, because I was a big right at the beginning of the season. I was like, he's shit. Like, you know,
we were laughing. I think a lot of the Brighton fan base were laughing, weren't we?
Yeah, and credit where credit's due. He's got them playing good football. He's got he's got them getting results as well. But like, you know, it's still, you know, just, you know, in typical Brighton fashion, I think it's still a bit of the season to go. So we'll see how they actually finish. Like, is this like a purple patch? Is it not? But no, like, credit where credit's due. Like, the manager, the players, they're all doing very well, and it'll be interesting to see where we actually finish. Like, if we know, like, my opinion, if we play to how we know we can for the rest of the season, we'll finish above them. But it's whether we can. That is the big question. That's my opinion on the whole Palace Brighton.
I think I just want this season to end now. To be honest, I just want it to be finished and we can just move on, because I've had enough of this.
Stop the count.
I wish we just it could just end, because we've had our luck, we've had our good times. We're having a bit of a bad time at the minute. I'm not saying it's going to last the rest of the season, but I just think there's so much that's left to be sorted now, especially losing Ashworth and stuff. This is why I think summer's going to be so big for us. It's massive this summer for Brighton, because in the even short-term future, you know, we've got a back Potter now. We've got the best manager we've ever had in our history at the helm. We need to back him. We need to give him some players, spend some money. We haven't done that since he's really come in. Yes, we did it our first season. I think we spent 20 million on Mopé, 20 million on Webster, but we haven't really done that, and we haven't given him probably the team that he needs to play. And we're starting to sort of suffer the consequences for that now. Yeah. Obviously, Ashworth walk-ins,
but we're not learning from our mistakes, right? Like, I know Undav's been unbelievable in the Farmers League in Belgium, like scoring back loads of goals and stuff like that. But like we've thrown 6 million at a striker, that we think that will help us improve in the Premier League. It's just it's not what you do in the Premier League. You can't throw 6 mil at a striker and hope he's going to change. I really hope he does, obviously, but we keep saying this about signings. But
and also as well,
especially forwards.
And you know, I love to play devil's advocate on this pod. To play devil's advocate, when it comes to the last 5 seasons net spend, we've actually spent. We're the 6th in the table. So only Man City, United, Chelsea, Everton, and Arsenal.
This was prior to the business structure change, wasn't it, in 2019? So. Like, I always get sent that. Sell players, did we? Yeah, I always get sent that by Palace fans, and that's it's not very accurate, because only since, if you get the last 3 years, that'd be more applicable, because obviously we've changed in how we run as a club. So yeah, I don't really go by that, because we didn't sell anyone. We still had all of our Championship deadwood. We just spent a ton of money on, like, you know, European players that were never going to make it at the top level, and that was just a really silly structure that we had. We spent 14 on Lacardia, we spent 20 on Jahanbash, etc. So, you know, it was never really a valid enough argument. Whereas now, you know, if you can scrutinise all you want from 2019 onwards, because that's what we've done. We've brought in a lot of wonder kids. Yes, it's a very, very good piece of business. I do rate it, but we are seeing a lot of the consequences now. You know, we've got one of the best defenders, probably the best defender we've ever had in Lewis Dunk. He's now being left on his own, really. We haven't really given him the support that he needs to. You know, last season he had Webster and White alongside him, and that was, you know, England material sort of back three, whereas now he's got, you know, no disrespect to them, but Veltman and Duffy, it's not quite the same feel. I think up front we've really not improved in the last 3 years, to be honest. We brought in Mopé and Trossard nearly 3 years ago. They've been all right. They've not been terrible. Trossard's been good, to be fair. Probably Mopé's been good, but they've not been given the support either. We've midfield-wise, Bissouma was bought in 2018, so not really applicable under this. Lallana was a decent signing. He would be okay for you know, coaching levels and stuff, but, you know, realistically he's not going to change us. Has got to get to Europe. Alzate come up through the ranks.
Speaking of that, quickly, Ryan, because obviously you missed the last episode, and we spoke about John Morling, and we've obviously got our opinion. Yeah. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I don't know. I think it's a bit of a cover-up, if we're being honest. I think most Brighton fans are sort of seeing a conspiracy in it, aren't they? I think, so heavily linked with Newcastle, and then all of a sudden he gets sacked for a COVID breach when no one really cares about COVID anymore. I don't know. I just found it a bit of a strange coincidence, to say the least. Obviously, I'm not on my tinfoil hat days, but I think, it was a bit of a... There is definitely a linkable conspiracy there, I think.
And correct me if I'm wrong, it hasn't even been mentioned by the club properly yet, still, has it?
No, he hasn't been announced as sacked. So that's a bit of a strange one. And I think the way we're going at the minute, it is very easy to feel like we are falling apart. Because, and this is what I meant about that tweet. I didn't actually get to talk about it on the pod, where I got rinsed for this and I lost a lot of followers. But then once people sort of read my tweet properly, when I said that we're declining and we've probably not done as well, we've probably... What was the word I put? We probably declined this season on last. I think I said we're worse off this season than we were last season, something like that. And what I said was based on transfers, and not I wasn't saying league position. Like everyone was saying, "Oh well, you're deluded because this is a reactionary tweet. We're still better off in the league." Well, that's not what I'm saying. If you read the tweet, you would have known that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying off the pitch, transfers wise, we are worse off. We are 100% worse off. We are not we've ridden our luck a lot this season, especially results based, and we're starting to feel that now. The league positioning probably isn't a very fair argument to say that we've improved when we've lost most of our quality players. If we were to say we've improved, we would have kept hold of Ben White. We wouldn't have sold Dan Burn in January, and we would have had a very, very solid team this season. We probably would have put a bit more investment into our attack when it was so blatantly obvious that we needed a better attacker, and we settled with Welbeck, Mopé and Connolly to start the season off. I mean, who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. But to say we would have improved would be, yes, we got rid of Connolly, then bringing on someone, like Undav, but signing him then, when he could have had the whole season to make an impact. Not now, when we're not going to see him again, and we've got this whole rest of this season to sort of suffer with the mistakes we made back in the summertime.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like we have
this second half of the season would have been good for him to. I know he wanted to win the title with USG, and obviously they wanted to keep him for that reason. But
I do get that.
It would have been such a good time for him to start learning about the Premier League. And by the time next season arrives, he'd have already had like 5 months of football under his belt in the Premier League. But now he's going to have to go straight in the deep end.
He's going to have to start from the bottom, and it puts the pressure on him. So he's been built with all this hype, and he's going to come in, and all the fans are going to expect him to score 10 to 15 goals next season, which probably won't happen if we're being honest. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope
his
he
goal
does
on the weekend. How good was that? Literally, the ball was going to the very top right, and it just. Sorry to say swaz, but it literally swazzed all the way.
But I don't want to put loads of pressure on him. Because obviously bringing in a player from abroad is notoriously never sustainable really for Premier League sides. But I don't know. I just feel like we have definitely, in terms of transfers, we've definitely not improved. If anything, we've got worse. In terms of the squad, I definitely feel it's lighter. I think Jack mentioned numbers, and that's
Potter wanted that, didn't he?
Yeah, he said he wanted a shorter squad. I get that bit, but I think that's fine with being a shorter squad, but I'd rather quality over quantity. And I think we don't have the quality that we had last season. And we definitely don't play the same football as we did last season. And that's a given. I think anyone that says we play the same as or better than we did last season would be lying.
But that's the weird thing, but we got more results, haven't we, this year?
Yeah, but that comes down to a lot. Football. But Ben, there's a lot of luck in that, mate. Like we've had a few VAR decisions. The Leicester one and stuff like that. We've had so many late goals, which doesn't happen every week, and that's not a, as I say, sustainable way of playing football and getting results. I don't know. That's my point in that tweet. I'm not saying yes, league positioning wise, we are much better off, and certain players, individuals have become better. In Trossard, he's probably had a much better season he's ever had with us. Yes, he's off form at the minute. But overall, he's better. Alexis McAllister's improving. We have got improvements, but I think overall, as a whole club, we've definitely taken a step back. I think. I don't think we've taken a step forward this season, if I'm being honest.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
I see your point.
Yeah, no. I do you know what? I actually get a lot of things that I sort of agree with, to be honest. Like, if you actually look through, I was just looking through our results. Yeah, the teams we've actually beaten this season, aren't that great. If you look,
that's what I mean.
Let's just start right at the beginning of the season. Burnley, we beat them. We beat Watford. Burnley, Watford. Brentford, Leicester, like they're all like the ones that we had right at the beginning of the season. And if you look now where they are now, they're not that great, and they're all pretty much down at the bottom or towards the bottom of the end of the league. So I agree with a lot of things that you're saying. With regards to sort of
the thing is, people
especially
are
off the
easy
pitch,
to say,
I think that's the most key thing. I think
people are easy to say that I'm wrong because they've just read the beginning bit saying that we've declined. Or whatever the words I used at the time. And people are just going to go, no, you're wrong. But you haven't actually taken any sort of open mind to it or listened to anything or read anything that I've just said. And when you break it down bit by bit, that's how I always do things anyway. We aren't better off. The only things we're probably better off in is, league positioning, results basis. But then even that came at the beginning of the season. We rode our luck. Mm-hmm. And I think if we were an external looking in, say that we were, I don't know, Aston Villa, and we had this exact same squad, whatever, but we were the external watching it, you'd be saying, Brighton have got lucky again, or Brighton have got lucky again, or another 95th minute, Brighton have got lucky, you know? You'd be saying that if you're just an avid fan, neutral. Whereas, when you even watch us, last season, we would say every single week, and I was always being the biggest positive, saying, yes, but we're playing the best football I've ever seen this club play. Like, we would play every team off the park, pretty much. I think I could name 3 or 4 games, maybe, where we didn't deserve to win. The whole of last season, like we would genuinely one of the best teams in the league last season, without a doubt. We would play them off the park. It was purely just attacking. We were so bad, and I think anyone that understands football would agree with that. And it was purely, now we rode a lot of luck. We definitely have not played as good as we can.
It was like November to December, and then kind of beginning of Jan, we went on like 11 games without a win, didn't we? Just like mainly, even that,
I think it was 13, wasn't it? 13 without a win. Yeah,
that's what I mean. People were so easy to sort of have a go, but it's true. And I think, the transfers wise, I've already explained. We're definitely worse off. We've put massive pressure on this summer to improve, because if we don't improve next summer, I wouldn't blame Potter for taking a better job, because he is better than, he is a better manager than what we deserve at the moment. He deserves to be taking on a big a Newcastle job or something that has a lot of ambition behind it. Yes, we've got a lot of ambition, but we don't spend the money to prove it. And I think, if we had any sort of, ambition, we would have kept hold of Ben White in the summer, and, selling him to Arsenal 50 mil. Yes, you can't say no to it, but I just think if we really, really wanted to improve this season, we wouldn't have let him go, especially letting go a burn in the January. It's just not us, I think, and there's a lot of problems, and I can go into a lot of a deeper rooted thing, but I'm not going to completely. But I just think there's a lot of problems, and we need to sort it out this summer.
And also as well, what makes this whole thing worse is, that 11 game run that we in the Premier League that we went without a win was it all started off with that 1-1 draw against Palace, and that was the game we were all there as well. And mate, that game as well. Just talking about that game, we were fucking shambles. So like, we didn't deserve that draw.
That's what I mean.
So
we weren't good.
I think that game sums up our season quite well.
Like, we would have gone top of the league, wouldn't we? That was the whole thing. Like, we would have gone top of the league by beating Palace away, and then ever since.
And ever since then,
it's
been a gradual. It hasn't been like a decline. It's been gradual.
Yeah. It's like because do you know what? Because we had so many draws in that time. Everyone was like, oh well, they're not losing. Like if we lost 11 on the bounce, then that's like when people are like, oh shit, like they're all blah blah blah, like relegation, blah blah blah. But it's the fact that we were drawing games. They're like, well, they're drawing. They're not losing. So they must be half all right.
I'm going to just go through this quick. I won't go through it properly, but this is what sold us dreams at the beginning of the season. We had Burnley 2-1. Watford 2-0. We looked really convincing we're beating teams below us for once. Beating worse off teams was a massive thing. Then we got drilled by Everton 2-0, and that was a real humbler. Beat Brentford, didn't deserve anything at all. Really didn't deserve anything, but we got a last minute goal from Trossard. Leicester 2-1 win, deserved nothing. 2 goals disallowed, which probably shouldn't have been disallowed. Did not deserve that win, got a win. Palace deserved nothing. 95th minute, scored, YJ bounce, etc. 1-1 draw. Arsenal played them off the park, did nothing, 0-0. Norwich, awful game, 0-0. City drilled 4-1 at home. Liverpool, to be fair, played well, 2-2, come back from behind. That was a good game, probably deserved the win. Newcastle 1-1. Villa 2-0, destroyed. Leeds 0-0, awful game, couldn't finish our chances. West Ham 1-0, rode our luck, got a 1-0 draw. Southampton 1-0, rode our luck, got a 1-0 draw in the 98th minute. Wolves at home, awful, 1-0 loss. Brentford at home, really, really good. 1-2-0 convincingly, good game.
Yeah.
Chelsea away, rode our luck, 90th minute, 1-0. Everton away played really well. That was like a last season, but finishing our chances 3-2. This is the thing. I'm being realistic here. Palace 1-1. What was that at home? That was that Friday night.
We scored in like the 80th minute, didn't we? Something like that, didn't we?
Yeah, not great.
They had one decent attack. That was it.
We battered them, didn't we? That night.
They had one decent attack. We had penalty save. Pascal Gross won it.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. You're right. Sorry, you're
Gross,
right. And then where are we at? Chelsea 1-0 at home. Reading our luck again, pretty much. Later goal, wasn't it? 1-1 draw. Adam Webster, 60th minute it was. Leicester away, 1-1. Rode our luck again. Last minute goal. Well, last sort of 5 minutes goal.
Yeah.
Welbeck header. Watford played really well, but very, very quickly written out by the 2-0 loss to United a couple of days later. And then that's where it really went downhill. Burnley 3-0 loss, one of the worst losses I've ever seen.
And even that United game was just the second half that let us down. Like the first half.
Yeah, first half we were brilliant.
De Gea wasn't in goal.
Villa, Villa 2-0 loss. That was pretty poor. And Newcastle, we were a bit better. But yeah, overall, there's a lot of luck.
Then you look at Villa, Ryan, and they've just gone and spanked Southampton 4-0 at home.
I know.
And obviously Newcastle, we caught Newcastle on a really good run as well. Like if you're looking at it that way.
To be fair to Villa, they've spent that Grealish money really well, haven't they? They've done really well. And I think
just on all those results that you spoke you read out, Ryan. Like what? I think 3 of those games where we were like, like how you were describing them. I think 3 of the games were like, we convincingly won that game. So like 3 games or 4 games out of a season to say that you've convincingly won a football match isn't exactly great. But
and if I went through all of the results of last season, I could probably be like, played really well, deserved more. Played really well, deserved more. Couldn't hit a barn door, played really well. That's how it was last season. Yeah. Anyway, I won't rant anymore because I understand it's negative, but I'm not trying to be. I'm just being honest.
No, mate. No,
it's good to go through it.
I agree with most of the things you're saying, so it's all good, mate. It's all good. It's a game of opinions, mate. It's a game of opinions, and that's why it's the beautiful game. Right, let's wrap up then, boys. Let's do the preview. So who wants to kick us off then, boys?
Liverpool I'll kick us off.
Go on, Benny.
I watched the West Ham highlights. I didn't watch the full game because I was trying to get home. And West Ham cut them open quite a few times. Me and my friends were watching it, and we were going, "Oh my god, they're through again!" Like the ball kept going. Like Virgil van Dijk and whoever's playing centre back with him were nowhere to be seen on the camera, and it was just constantly like Trent and Robertson chasing back, and West Ham didn't take their chances. And I was thinking, if we can do what we can do and get those chances and maybe bury one of them, there's a chance. So that's my point. There is a chance here.
My West Ham mate as well, he put in the group chat, he was like, how have we not scored? Apparently they
did deserve a lot more.
Yeah, a lot of chances. But no, like, mate, we saw against Liverpool at the beginning when we played them. Like, if we they're not this. Look, they're an incredible team. Like, let's not defer from that. They are an incredible team, and their attacking options are a joke. Like Diaz, Jota, Salah, Mane, Firmino.
Mate, when we see him at the Amex, I'm just going to be like, when you watch a player, I just feel like he's going to be that player that we watch. He's going to just be so skillful.
He does loads of no-look passes, doesn't he? I think against Chelsea in the cup final, we've done like 8 of them. We're just like, we get it, mate. You're South American. That's such a good
I saw that. Yeah, it went viral, didn't it? No, but do you know what? Apparently, though, it's like a not a tick, but it's like I think it's just his natural motion. So when he goes for a pass, I think naturally his head moves. I think that's apparently what it is.
Seriously?
So apparently he's natural.
To be fair, Foden does it, doesn't he? Whenever he kicks a ball, Foden looks away. He got asked about it. He said, "Why do you always look away?" And he said, "I don't know." He said, "I've always just done it since he was a kid. Like it's just the style he has."
I don't think it's like.
But I don't know. Diaz does seem like a bit more of a showboater. To be honest, he does. He definitely looks like he does it a little bit more in a showboat.
South American flair.
Yeah. He's got a lot of skill to him.
So on your point, lads, obviously coming. We were inches away from beating them, because we had that goal.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
winner offside.
I feel like if we're going to hit them anywhere, if there's any area of the pitch that they lack, for me personally, is the midfield. As in, don't get me wrong, their midfield's still incredible. They're obviously Fabinho's like outstanding.
Fabinho, Henderson. Oh god.
No, but like if there's any, I'm trying to be positive here. If there's any area where we can hit them, I feel like their midfield's probably the weakest out of all areas. Like their defense, like they've got Trent, Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate. Like that's just incredible, and Alisson obviously is in goal. But like in midfield, I feel like that's their their weakest area, so to speak. And if we want to get anything from the game, that's where we really need to, like, Basuma needs to be fucking on top.
He needs to be on top get an audition. He needs to think of this as an audition for a summer move.
Yeah.
And that's
we want to go to Liverpool, mate. Perform against them.
Yeah, perform against them. It's on TV. People are going to be watching, mate. Just have a good game.
Yeah.
Have a good game.
I mean, I don't know. I really want to be positive because, as we say, we are very prone to turning up against the bigger sides, particularly like Liverpool. I mean, we always seem to do well against Liverpool, to be fair. I mean, especially in the last couple of seasons. We won against them last year. We got a point at the Amex last season, and obviously got a point at Anfield. So we're on a bit of an unbeaten run against Liverpool, to be fair, for a couple of years. But yeah, I don't know. It is still. I feel like they're there for the taking. You're right. We did it at their place. We've proven that we can turn up against these sides and play them off the park. We can do that. 100% we can do that. Not right now. But the run we're on at the minute, and if we do play like we do, we have been at home, particularly in the last few games, we could be in for a long afternoon. But I don't know. I just think, you always raise your game when you're playing against tougher opposition. Liverpool 100% one of the toughest opposition you can come up against in the country. So we're gonna have
in the world.
We're gonna have to be on our in the world. We're gonna have to be on our best game toward anything. But there is a point there. If we can play like we know we can, there is a point. I don't think there's 3, but there's definitely 1.
12:30 kickoff as well. So something strange always happens. Normally something strange happens on a 12:30.
And if we catch them on their 12:30, then it'll be Klopp moaning about the kickoff time or something, saying, "Oh, well,
the wind
12:30 in Brighton." Yeah, the wind was a bit bad from the south coast. But yeah, we can get a point, 100%. I know we can, but it's just. It just depends on what Brighton turns up because we're so inconsistent at the minute. It's ridiculous. We are definition of hot and cold at the moment, and we've probably been more cold than hot. But
yeah,
let's just hope we're hot tomorrow. No, sorry.
I'm gonna be real with you boys, and I'm really sorry to be that guy. But yeah, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. Yeah. I'm gonna go straight with my prediction just because you know I'm not messing about today. I'm gonna go 2-0 Liverpool. I feel like. They're not. Do you know what? The one thing I was going to mention earlier, actually, like how we said about we've been getting a lot of draws. We've had a few disappointing performances, and also Ben, you said it when we went 2-0 down against Newcastle. You were like, it could have been 8, but we've never been battered this season, apart from Man City.
Like it was going to be,
yeah. Apart from Man City, we've not really been battered this season, unless I'm missed the complete howler.
Well, Burnley.
I mean, maybe you could argue Burnley actually. Yeah, you could Burnley, but Man City and Burnley maybe. Yeah, but I feel like we've never been battered, and I feel like Liverpool won't batter us to the point of 4-5-0. I say that. However, I think 2-0. I think 2-0. I think they'll be way too strong for us. Just going for in attacking positions, they're just incredible. Like Salah. Mane, Diaz, Jota is just ridiculous.
The thing is, the Burnley one though, it was like they had 3 chances and they took all 3 of them. Whereas against City, they had multiple chances and we did ride our luck a bit. I think could have been more.
Yeah, 100%.
It looks very dangerous when you name those players that they've got up front and the options. Have they got Inter tomorrow? We're recording this on the 7th. They got them on the 8th.
They got Champions League. Yeah,
but they're already 2-0 up.
But they're already 2-0. Yeah, I was going to say.
So if they rest legs, maybe they will. Maybe they won't because it is the Champions League. Anything can happen. But again, even if they play Mane tomorrow and they drop him, they've got Diaz, they've got Jota to come in. Firmino's coming. It's
it's a joke.
It is mental the options they got. So
yeah.
My only little positive, I'll go on. Go on.
No. I was just about to say, Ryan. It's like you talk about squad depth and about signings. I think it just just shows it shows the levels between us and Liverpool.
I know.
Go on.
That top 4 are just in a different league of their own. They are just it is literally us and them. And then even that, you've got the top 4, and then you've got the next sort of 5, and then you've got the bottom end of the table who are even worse. And then you've got the bottom 3 who are in a league of their own for sort of scrapping for even worse. So the Premier League's so divided now. There's so much
disparity.
There's not really the other 14 anymore because you've got West Ham and Leicester have got decent budgets that they're dealing with now.
And you've got sort of Watford and Norwich and even Leeds now are sort of down there. And then you've got the middle teams as Aston Villa, etc., who are just different class to sort of the next ones below, like us probably. I don't know. There is just some very, very good sides. But Liverpool, the one positive is, obviously, we've got Alzate back in the side, who I do like a lot. And he likes a game against Liverpool. He does like a game against Liverpool. He always seems to turn up against them, actually. So let's hope for a bit of that. Let's hope for some Alzate flair. I hope he does start again because he does deserve to after the.
I was saying Basuma in the midfield. That'd be great. So.
Yeah, I want to see him start more because I do like him a lot, and people do say, what's he good at? I think he's a very good sort of reliable midfielder, and I do like him a lot. So, but overall, when you look at them attacking options, Luis Diaz has been different class since signing for Liverpool, and they've got Jota as well, who's just different class. He scored against us last season. Mane, Salah speak for themselves. When I say the names like that, Salah loves a goal against us, doesn't he? Let's say, I reckon we could score, but I think overall, if I'm being completely honest, we're probably going to lose 2-1. But my heart is saying we can get a 1-1 draw.
I feel like
my head's realistically saying we're going to lose.
I feel like we can score. I agree with you. I feel like there is a goal somewhere in this game for us, but I feel like Liverpool probably get 3. So yes, I reckon 3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah,
3-1.
Right.
Yeah. Also, as well, they're obviously just cut off the back of a good win in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, I think they're going for a quadruple as well. They're only 3 points behind City. They're obviously in the Champions League.
They need to win, don't they, for the league as well? Because City obviously won against United quite convincingly. I think it will be City's title, but they need to. They need to win. They'll treat this game like any game. They need to smash us, and they'll take as many goals as they can if they.
100%. They'll play a full strength side against us, and they'll really go for it.
And they'll be ruthless.
They know we're good. They know we're good on our day. We can beat them. Like we showed at Anfield, we can match them toe to toe on our day. So
and I remember 100%.
Yeah. And they had a very strong side that day as well. Like so I remember Salah was playing. I don't think Mane was, but they were playing a very, very strong side that day. So anything can happen, boys. But right, let's wrap this great pod up. We've had a good chat today.
Good.
Yeah. So what we're gonna go? Comments down below, boys. What we got this week?
Oh God. Stop the count.
Comments down. Stop
Hope
the
for
count.
the best.
I like that. Stop the count. I think stop the count. That's good.
All caps, exclamation mark. Stop the count.
Yeah, stop the count. Yeah, because Ryan wants us to stop the season. So if you can stop
the season's ended in February, and it's now March, and that
was so funny
so
when we realised that on the podcast a few episodes ago. We were like, the season's done.
The season's actually
done in February.
We probably won't get relegated. I mean, we still could get dragged into it, but I don't think we will. But
I don't think we'll get. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. But it's not been a fun time recently. To be a
the last couple of months has been hard.
Yeah, it's been hard. It's been hard. This is our therapy sessions weekly.
It's been a tough few months, lads. It's been a tough.
That's right. We could be Norwich and Leeds. So Leeds are on the back of 5 losses. Norwich are bottom and just got spanked 3-1 at home to Brentford, so it could be a lot.
Yeah, that was game. Like I was like, if they get like a positive result in their last 2 games and they just fucked it all. But anyway, this isn't Norwich podcast. This is a Brighton one, and we are wrapping up. So of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do like, comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot to us. And keep watching, and of course, keep streaming if you're listening on Apple and Spotify. Again, it means a lot to us, and we really appreciate your support. What else, boys? I think that's it, really, isn't it?
We can feel your pain, so if you do want to, our DMs are open. If you are worried about Brighton and you're feeling horrendous like we all are,
call the hotline.
To reach out.
0800, piss off. Slide into our DMs, mate. We'll comment on our Instagram posts.
Ryan's mobile number will be in the description, so you can message him on FaceTime.
If you want anything, just message Ryan. Right, peace out.
Just message me, because everyone seems to blame me for everything on Twitter anyway, so it's alright.
Peace.